Hi, I'm Kay. Thank you so much for joining me for my wig review for this new style by Noriko called Hana in the color NM Marble Brown. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. Before we start, I would like to say a big thank you to Aderans for sending me this piece on loan so I can review it for you. I will put the link to this piece down below, and when you use my code K20, you will get an amazing 20% off this piece and side wide. So go and have a look at their website. There are lots of lovely styles to choose from. Today is about Hana. As you can see, this is a long piece with waves. Fairly relaxed curls with a mixture of waves, I would say. Let me show you all around. You have front layers here, so they beautifully highlight your face. And then you have a few layers throughout, which just gives you really natural, lovely movement. Top construction wise, this has an extended lace front and a monopart, a middle monopart, but that is fairly wide. I would say about my three fingers, maybe slightly smaller. But I will show you the cup construction in a minute. But let's look at the lace front. I think the lace front is done really quite nicely. Now, it feels like a really soft lace front. With that comes quite a lot of easy movement. So you can easily move it when you move your hair back, etc. Just something to be aware of. But it's incredibly soft. It isn't quite like a stiff lace front that some people can find irritating. So this one, I would say, is less irritating than the standard lace fronts. So let's look at the actual knots. They're done really well. So you have these lighter brown pieces here at the front. And then you can see my hair through it. This is the problem with hair regrowth. My hair is really short underneath it. So it doesn't really stay away from the front because it's too short. But if I push it away, as you can see now, it looks really natural, like it's growing out of your scalp. You don't really get a bend effect either. It just looks really natural. The part overall, I think, is fairly well done, but because I have dark hair underneath it, it's difficult for me to show you the part. But when I look at the cap construction, I will put my hand underneath it, so you will see the part really well, because that is what it would look like if you have no hair underneath it. So if I just show you what it looks like on me, if you are like me and you have dark hair underneath it, just to give you an idea, it would look something like that. Now, you can use a wig cap underneath it, which is flesh colored, so that would give you a bit more of a part look, or you can add some makeup in the part line, and that would also help you brighten it up and therefore make it more obvious. But I think overall this part is actually quite well done, and as I said, this is fairly wide, so there are parting options there a little bit as well. Let's look at the cap construction. We have a monopart, a center monopart that is fairly wide, so nearly 3 fingers. So there is a little bit of parting versatility. You're not a middle parting fan, then you can part it slightly off center if you wanted to. You have an extended lace front, so it runs all the way to almost to the end of the ear tabs. You have open wefts, sides and back, open ear tabs with metal stays in them. You have a slightly extended nape that's also kind of open with just some net covering here. And then you have pull adjusters. There is a little bit of stretch in this cap. Now let me just show you what that part looks like on my hand, because obviously I have dark hair, so you won't see the parting quite as well on me as you would if I had no hair. So this is the part with my hand underneath it. If I take it out, and now you can see my hand. So overall, that's a good part. Talk about the fit. Now on my 21.5-inch circumference, it fits all right. There is gapping here in the back. I do think this is an average sized cap. There is room to tighten it quite a bit. There's no room to widen it at the moment. This is how it came straight out of the box at the widest setting. But there is stretch in this cap and there's gapping here. So I do think it would fit a 22-inch, but please check that with Aderans Trendco to ensure that it would fit you and that it would fit you comfortably. So let's talk about the fibers. Now, the color says NM Marble Brown. NM refers to the fiber type. It stands for natural movement fiber. So that means when you see NM in front of your color code, that means that it's the natural movement fiber, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it has been invented by the Rene of Paris, Noriko Hana brand. They all fall under one, really. And they are a combination of heat-friendly fibers and regular synthetic fibers. Now, it does two things. Number one, it cuts down the shine. Now, I have a brunette color, which generally isn't as shiny as a blonde color would be. But just looking at it now, I think it looks incredibly natural here. The second thing it does is that it combines two types of fibers with different denier. So that idea copies what biohair is like. Biohair has different denier. You have smaller strands, bigger strands, etc. And therefore you get that kind of natural movement, like the way that biohair moves. It's because your hair has different deniers. And by putting different types of fibers together, which have different deniers, you achieve that same kind of natural movement. So that is what the NM stands for. Now, however, these are not to be treated like heat-friendly fibers. So you shouldn't heat treat them. You should really still just treat them like regular synthetic fibers. So in terms of feel, to me they feel like heat-friendly fibers. I don't know what the percentage is, if it's a 50-50 or if it's 20-80, I don't know. I haven't found that anywhere. But to me, it does feel really quite soft, really natural, like heat-friendly fibers feel. In terms of tangling, now this is a longer piece. This has heat-friendly fibers in it, and it is wavy. It isn't straight out of the box. I have combed it through and I have been outside with it in the wind. There was a tiny bit of tangling. Not so much at the nape, more here at the bottom. Not much tangling. Not much at all, but every now and then it kind of gets stuck here at the bottom bit. As I said, I haven't experienced it at the nape yet, but only time will tell. So maybe by the time you watch this, you had yours for a while. If you could let us know in the comments how it fares over time, that would be really useful to know for everybody. So let's look at this gorgeous color, NM Marble Brown. One of my favorite Noriko / Rene of Paris / Amour brunette colors. It's such a natural color. The only thing I wish it had was a root. It's just a personal preference, but it doesn't stop me from getting this color. And I also like that you have lighter pieces around the front of your face, highlighting your face. So here's the color outside, so hopefully that will give you a good idea of what this color looks like outside in the natural light. Indoors, I only have light from big windows and no ring light on. So let's talk about the density. Now, permatease wise, there is nothing big and poofy anywhere around this cap. There is a tiny bit, and I mean a tiny bit, of permatease, more like the tease kind of bit around the cap. That just helps to kind of disguise the wefts when the wind goes. Now I can't simulate how the wind would sweep my hair away, but if I part it, hopefully that will give you an idea of how much people can see underneath all the fiber. So I do think this is a low density piece. You have waves and curls in here, which will always kind of add or give you a feeling of volume. But when you look at the ponytail, how thin it is, always gives you an idea of the density. It looks really natural. Once you press down the curls a little bit, you get a good idea that there isn't much hair here. And this doesn't feel heavy on. It does feel quite light as well to wear. Let's look at styling. I can't wear low ponies because of my regrowth underneath, and because I don't bother with hiding at all when I want to wear my wig. I just don't have a ponytail. But you can have it if you wanted to. You can also have a side pony. Really cute look. Half up, half down. So I really hope you enjoyed this review of this new style by Noriko. Thank you to Aderans for sending me this piece on loan. Don't forget the link is down below in the description box, and don't forget to use my code K20 for an amazing 20% off. Please like and subscribe, and I hope I see you very soon. Have a wonderful day.